16, and homeless. Andie Monet learned very quickly how to survive by doing door-to-door sales and learning the art of getting people to say yes, all while finishing high school and then putting herself through college, double majoring in engineering and physics. She is a master problem solver and has turned her career into being a business optimization expert for major corporations like Monster Beverage, and has helped grow over 1,000 companies to grow up to 300% annually. Please welcome Andie Monet.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Oh, Andie, I'm so thrilled. You are a miracle, a miracle, and you have risen above so much. It's just so insanely impressive of what you have come from and where you have created and the results you get from your clients. And one of the things that you are such a master at is getting your companies and your businesses to really increase their profits, but without increasing their time and their costs, which is remarkable. Tell us your secret. We all want to know.
No, I love telling the story because I think what's most common is that businesses, when they want to increase revenue, they think of, or when they want to increase profits, they think of increasing revenue. And increasing revenue usually means increasing marketing costs. And yes, that's true, but it's such a small piece to creating what I call explosive profits. There's so many other, specifically 4 ways. One is streamlining your operations, maximizing your actual IT infrastructure, and then business development and strategic relationships, all of which have no costs associated with them.
Wow, my mind is kind of blown because that's so true. We're like, oh, we want to make more money. Let's market. Let's put another 100,000 in this. Let's put another 5,000 there. And instead, and especially with your background in science, like you're able to systemize and look at these 4 other places and be able to increase. That's amazing. Most businesses don't realize that when you increase your revenues, you actually decrease your profits. Tell us more about that and why that is.
Absolutely. I think this is so important because what often happens is that the faster revenue increases, people are surprised to see that profits decrease. And a lot of the reason why that happens is because you're not used to the increase in revenue, so you're finding ways to fulfill your customers, fulfill your orders, and that often means higher employee costs, more overtime, possibly hiring contractors, which is between 50 and 100% higher costs than your employees, expedited shipping costs. There's all these things that come into play. And the sad thing about that is that it could decrease quality, it could decrease customer service, you could have employee burnout, and eventually what happens if it gets too far is that revenues start to decrease while your costs now increase because you're trying to fulfill this demand. And the sad thing about all of that, besides that, is that the kick in the pants is that a lot of small businesses feel like they shouldn't grow.
Yeah.
And that's when it's really heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking. And I've seen it so much over the years of so many of my own friends that have companies, and that happens. And yes, you can grow. And that's what you're here for. And one of the things that you're so brilliant about is because you have a science background, you actually take a scientific approach to optimizing business growth while increasing your profits. So tell us more about that and how that works. It's so very unique.
I love it. So I'm super geeky. I mean, math science is totally my thing, and it's just a funny thing, but I wish I could tell you more about that. But anyway, with engineering, you're designing. With physics, you're figuring out how things work. And with mathematical optimization, you're solving, super geeky, you're solving multiple formulas at the same time, meaning you want maximization in one area, like revenue. You want minimal, volume for cost. And what optimization really means is doing maximum and a minimum at the same time with multiple variables, whether it's 5 or 20 or 50. And so all of those things combined, I can apply that to business. How do we get the most? And, for example, is that, as you're increasing revenue, do you have the personnel to produce that revenue? Or how much can you make with the existing people that you have? Because once you get past a certain level of revenue, you're going to have to hire new people, right? And so there's this mathematical formulas that you can build into a company to find out lots of different answers. And so one of my funner examples is somebody came to me and they're like, we want you to fix this Excel worksheet. And I thought, good Lord, I don't do that, but tell me about it since you called. And he said, well, we use it for billing. And I said, okay, well, tell me more. And the short version is he had people on site. They would document their hours on an app. It would go up to, the cloud area, and then they would download this information into an Excel worksheet, and then all this data would go into 17 other worksheets, and then they would bill clients. And I said, well, how long does that take you? 3.5 weeks to bill your clients.
Wow.
And I said, okay, first of all, I'm not fixing your Excel worksheet.
Wow.
And second, I'm going to just redo your whole system. And within my 48 hours, we changed his 3.5 weeks of billing to 1.5 days.
Amazing.
And his revenue tripled in 2.5 months.
Of course.
Because now he has time to build his business, and he already had people waiting to hire him anyway. And some other areas. But sometimes you just need a little tweak. And sometimes the more tweaks you make, the even more powerful profits you have. But that was just one small example.
I think everybody watching, Andie, is loving you super geeky. It's really a marvel that you bring in all these different pieces and can see it holistically from a mathematical physics, like all these issues, and they go, oh, okay, we're just going to take that and go from like this to this, and by the way, you just increased by this and like this time. You're remarkable. This is so brilliant. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Absolutely. I'm super excited.
Love Super Geek.
Super Geek.
Super Geek. Whoa. I love it. That's awesome. Thank you, Andie.
Absolutely.
Grab her book, Scale with Sanity, Creating Explosive Profits Without Losing Sleep, Your Clients, and Your Mind. It is available on Amazon. And if you want to learn more about how Andie can optimize your business, please book a call with her at 30minuteswithandie.com.